Okay, so naming 151 Pokemon. I just did it in a previous video, but this time I'm going to try to give commentary because maybe it'll be more interesting. So the first thing obviously is if I want to type 151 Pokemon, I'm going to have to remember 151 Pokemon. And I guess I could memorize them in order or like Pokerap order or something, but it seems kind of tough. So I came up with a mnemonic where I'm just going through the game map, like in the old Game Boy games, from place to place, trying to remember what Pokemon that you can find there. And I visit each place roughly in order, but not quite, because if I want to type them quickly, I also make slight changes in order to group Pokemon that have similar names together. That way I can just type part of their name and then copy and paste it multiple times to save on some typing. And so this time around, different from the last video, I'm actually going to route it a little bit differently because I'm going to try to pick up Magmar around the power plant. In the old video, I picked it up on Cinnabar because that's where you'd fight Blaine. But this time I'm going to try to pick it up along with Magikarp and Magnemite so that I can just use the Mag over again. So most of this video is basically just going to be me reciting my mnemonic live so you can hear how it goes. And I'm still going to try to do it as fast as I can because that's probably more entertaining. And we'll just see how well I can do it while talking. Here we go. Okay, so starting off, we've got the starters. So we've got Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, and Venusaur, and then we've got the Chars. So we've got Charmander, Charizard, Charmeleon, and then the Urdles. So I've got this, I got the Squirtle, and then Wartortle. Gonna skip Blastoise. I'm gonna go down to Pikachu for Pokemon Yellow and Raichu. And then in those games, your rival actually gets an Eevee, and also there's Let's Go Eevee now. And then in the Pokemon manga, you actually get the main character actually gets a Poliwag, so I'm gonna do them now. Okay, and then that's all those. So now we're gonna go north into Viridian, and you find a lot of Pidgey along that route. So we're gonna do Pidgeotto, and then there's also Rattata. And I'm also going to do the Eros now, Spearow and Fearow. You don't actually find them in the games, but in the anime, Pikachu does save Ash from them near the beginning. Then in Viridian Forest, I'm just going to get a Caterpie, and that's it. Going to move on to Pewter City with Brock. He has an Onix, and he has a Geodude. Going to do the rest of that evolutionary line now. And then in the anime, he also ends up getting a Vulpix. So I'm going to do that. Vulpix evolves into Ninetales. I'm going to copy the 9 so that I can do Arcanine, and then that evolves from Growlithe, who's owned by Officer Jenny. Brock has a crush on Officer Jenny. He also has a crush on Nurse Joy, so we'll go to the Pokemon Center to get a Chansey. In Pokemon Yellow, one of those Pokemon Centers actually has a Jigglypuff. I'm going to copy the Iggly, and then I can do Wigglytuff as well. Now we're going to... Oops. And now we're going to go north into Mount Moon, where there is a... You can pick up Clefairy and Clefable, and there's a bunch of Zubats and Golbats there, and it's also possible to find a Sandshrew in some games. So I'm going to do Sandshrew and Sandslash. You leave, and you can find Paris and Parasect along the route. And then inside Mount Moon is also where you find Team Rocket, who in the anime have Ekans, Coughing, and Meowth. I do it in this order because then my fingers are near Mew, so I can do Mew, Mewtwo, and then there's Ditto, who are in Cerulean Cave. Now we're at Cerulean Gym with Misty. She has a Staryu and a Starmie. I'm going to use the Star so I can do Omastar, finish off Almanite here. Then Misty also ends up with... Oh my god. Then Misty also ends up with a Psyduck in the anime. It evolves into Golduck. I'm going to copy the Gold so I can do Goldeen. Goldeen evolves into Seeking, and I'm going to copy the C so I can do Seadra as well, who evolves from Horsea, and Misty also gets it in the anime. Now we're going to go to Vermilion, and there's the Diglett's Cave, so I'm going to do Diglett and Dugtrio. And then there's the SS Anne. So here I'm going to do Magic, I'm going to copy this, and then get the Magikarp on the anime, in the anime there, and then I'm going to also do this to do Magmar. Then we're going to go to the power plant where we get Magnemite, so that's Magnet and Magnemite and Magneton. You also get Zapdos in the power plant. I'm going to copy the Dose, circle back around to Magikarp so that I can do Gyarados there, and then there's also Voltorb in the power plant. It evolves into Electrode. I'm going to copy the Elect so that I can do Electabuzz, and in the anime he fights a Scyther. Now we're going south into Lavender Town, so there's Cubone and Marowak, and then the Ghosts in the tower, so we're going to do Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar. Then there's also Mr. Fuji. In some art of him, there is a Lickitung, so I'm just going to get that now. And then he also gives you the Poké Flutes that you can wake up a Snorlax. Going west into Saffron, you fight Sabrina there, so that's Abra, Kadabra, and Alakazam. And then some other psychic Pokemon are going to be Drowsy and Hypno. And there's also the dojo there where you can fight fighting types, so I'm going to get Hitmon, and I'm going to do Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan, and then you also fight a bunch of the Macho Pokemon, so Macho, Machoke, and Machamp. Going west, yet again, we're going into Celadon, where you fight Erica, so she has Oddish, Glooms, and Vileplume, and then the other plant one's Bellsprout. I'm going to copy the Bell so that I can use it again for Weeping Bell and Victreebel. Okay, this is also where you pick up Eevee. I already have Eevee, but I'm just going to do the evolutions now. So I'm going to Flareon, copying the Eon, Jolteon, and Vaporeon. Vaporeon rhymes with Porygon, which you also pick up at the Game Center in Celadon. Going left again on the bike road now, we have bikers who have Doduos and Dodrios, which reminds me of the anime episode where Ash races a Ponyta and it evolves into a Rapidash. Going on to evolutions now, let's just go back and finish off Blastoise, and let's pick up some other ones, Arbok and Weezing. I'm going to copy the Wii so that I can do Weedle afterwards and then do those evolutions. So we'll do Kakuna, and then Beedrill, and then Metapod, and Butterfree. Butterfree is butterfly, pretty similar to a moth, so I'm going to do Venomoth now, copying the moth, so I can do Venonat. Now we're in Fuchsia City with poison types and Koga, so we're going to do Grimer and Muck. Also in Fuchsia City is the Safari Zone, so we have Tauros and Pinsir and Kangaskhan, but you're mostly going to find a bunch of Execute and Exeggutor, copying the Exeg there, because it's really annoying to spell. And then if you're lucky, you can also pick up a Dratini there, who evolves into Dragonair and then Dragonite. We're done with that, so we're going to go south through the ocean, and then there's a lot of Tentacool and Tentacruel. And then you get to Seafoam Islands, where you can pick up Kinglers and Crabbies, Seals, Dugongs, and of course the legendary bird, Articuno. I'm going to be careful not to typo it. And then while we're doing that, we can pick up the other legendary bird, Moltres Fire, which puts us on Cinnabar. Now I already got Magmar, so I'm going to skip that, and I'm just going to go straight to the lab, so I can pick up Kabutops, and then finish it off with Aerodactyl for the fossil Pokemon. Now going north back up to Palatown, it's possible to pick up a Tangela south of it, and then you get back home, and Ash's mom owns a Mr. Mime. Speaking of Pokemon that have punctuation in it, we can also do a Farfetch'd. Now we have to go north again into Viridian in order to fight Giovanni. He has a Rhyhorn and a Rhydon, and also Persian. Now we go left along the route to Indigo Plateau. In some games it's possible to find a Mankey, evolves into Primeape, and then of course there's the Nido series, so we do Nidoran, Nidorina, Nidorino, Queen, Nidoking, and then we're at Lorelei, and she actually has a lot of new Pokemon. She has a Lapras and a Jinx, and she also has Cloyster, who evolves from Shelder, and then she finally has a Slowbro. We're going to copy the Slowpoke, and end the speed thing on the word Slowpoke. And that's it.